An Unconventional Threesome is a comedy podcast hosted by three rude, crude, and tattooed dudes. We tell you this so you can shield your children's eyes and cover their ears. If you don't, we're not responsible for the fun and exciting new words that they start using. Enjoy.
Welcome to the show, yeah, it's a blast. Turn the volume up, we got to laugh. Every joke's a hit, you'll have a fit. Sit back, relax, let's start this bit. Tuned in live from the internet's heart, where every word is a work of art. Comedy gold, it never gets old. Jump aboard, let the fun unfold.
Welcome to An Unconventional Threesome, a conversation podcast that is hosted by three dudes who have no business having a podcast. My name is John, and I will be the one moderating tonight's bad decisions.
D-Money, bringing you the sex appeal, of course.
Jay's here too.
New segment. New segment is titled, Are You Smarter Than a 40-something-year-old?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And there's the reasoning behind the question.
Now we're gonna figure it out.
I mean, he's won like 57 in a row, so I had to spruce it up somehow. I play it a little differently. I got 10 questions in front of me. The first to 5 wins. Y'all understand the rules?
I
Yeah.
think I can get behind it.
All right, time to find out if D is smarter than a 40-something-year-old.
Oh, here we go! Hey, 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 here we go! Question locked and loaded, clock is ticking. Pressure's on, can you even handle it? Are you smarter than a 40-something-year-old? Step up, find out, let that big brain roll. You think you got it, come and break the mold. Are you smarter than a 40-something-year-old?
He's not, even if you win.
I don't think we need any questions to figure that out. But let's continue hurting my feelings. Go ahead.
Well, I can title it, Are You Smarter Than a 30-something-year-old?
I'm not even smarter than a 30-something-year-old. And I am that 30-something-year-old.
As am I.
Yeah, but you probably have to take your socks off to count.
That is true.
Question numero uno. What element has the chemical symbol W?
I was going to say water, but that is not the correct
Wow.
answer.
He gets a negative score for that. 'cause
I
it's
said I
fucking
was
stupid.
going to. that is
And then you
not-
did, though.
That is not my answer. I do not know this answer.
Yeah, I pass on this one. I don't even know.
The answer is tungsten.
That was
Okay.
my second. That was my second guess.
Question 2. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize?
Madam Curie.
Correct.
The wax lady?
Oh, Jesus, tap dancing Christ. That's a negative 2 for you. So it's 1 to negative 2.
I expected him to say Hillary Clinton, so
No, but she should have been our next president.
God, I just had a fucking aneurysm.
I can hear the eye twitching now.
Yeah, it's not good. Nice strategy though, D. Try to throw me off my game.
Yeah.
what's the capital of Australia?
Canberra.
Correct.
That's not fair. He's an adult. He can travel.
With a passport, mind you.
I
Indeed.
mean, he probably doesn't even lose it.
No, I certainly don't lose it on my way to play some fucking card game in another country.
In computing terminology, what does HTTP
Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
stand for? Yep.
He was given the answers beforehand.
All right, D, this is your shot. Which planet has the most moons in our solar system?
Jupiter.
Nope. I don't know why I thought people could hear me shaking my head no, but
Should I let the answer? Or should I just keep going?
Hold on.
Let's
You
keep
said
going.
Jupiter?
Saturn,
So
Uranus.
I'm going to say Saturn.
Saturn is it.
I said Saturn before you did, D.
No, you already threw in an answer. So that is
And
2
then
to -1.
Then John told me keep going, so I did.
Yeah. We don't fucking listen to him.
That's fine. We'll give you that one.
We'll say 3 seconds in between guesses
Okay.
that I'll just end up editing out anyways.
What's the score now?
It is currently 3-1.
Okay. Continue.
Question 6. Who wrote the picture of Dorian Gray?
Oh, son of a bitch.
I wouldn't have known this one either.
In One Piece, there's
Shut the
these
fuck
giants named Dory and Groggy. But I'm assuming that's not who you're talking about.
No, it's not.
Those are
Was it Oscar Wilde?
It was Oscar Wilde.
Nice. Shot in the dark. I'll take it.
All right, D, you need 4 to win. Jay needs 1. Question 7. Match point, potentially. What is the largest internal organ in the human body?
large intestine.
No.
Liver.
Jay's got it.
That's not fair. The name says large intestine.
I mean, you got a point, but
But you don't. Actually, you do. You got 1 point. You got a point. Correct.
it's true. So once again, this week, D is not smarter than a 40-something-year-old.
One of these days, I'm gonna win.
I mean,
Statistically, yeah. At some point, there will be a subject nothing about.
I thought about doing one for TV and movies, thinking that you might have a shot at that one, but oh yeah, you don't watch anything but One Piece. I guess I could do an anime one.
No, I was just gonna say I have some trivia questions for you guys if you would like.
I would learn so much, but if I knew you were doing one, I would study the shit out of it.
I think the only anime, quote unquote, that I could even have remotely be accused of seeing was the live action version of Death Note.
You know, a lot of people gave that shit. I liked it.
I did too.
I didn't think it was that bad. I haven't finished the anime though. I would say it's good. I didn't think it was horrible.
No, I mean, as a standalone movie, I thought it pretty well wrapped up, gave you enough context, follow it. But I'm sure just like me with Ender's Game, like as somebody who loved that book and then watched the movie and was like, this is absolute shit. I'm sure probably the people that have watched the actual anime show probably think it's shit, but I got 2 user submitted questions this week.
Fantastic. Thank you for submitting.
Yeah, don't say thank you yet.
Okay, fuck off for submitting.
We were also supposed to get our first sponsored message this week, but time got in the way, unfortunately.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, probably more than likely next time. First user submitted question. Do you guys remember when we talked about goats last week and fucking one and people yada, yada, yada?
Yeah, I'm still a little concerned about it. Yep.
This question kind of pivots off that, mainly just because it involves goats. But question comes from Kirk. You are put into a pen full of 25 baby goats, also known as kids, with a baseball bat for $1 million. Could you dispatch of all the kids?
Absolutely. For $1 million, yeah. With my bare hand, I would choke them out one at a time.
25.
It sounds like it wouldn't even have to be $1 million for Jay. Like it sounds like
you could do it for a Burger King coupon.
next tank in the truck is on me.
All right, well, hang on. Now, D, let's see how you are. Quick math. 25 goats for $1 million. How much is that per goat?
That's a lot of money.
It is, but how much per goat?
All right, so we're saying $1 million.
We are.
That is 40,000 per goat.
Indeed. So, would you smash a baby goat for $40,000?
Am I by myself?
Let's be clear. Smash their head in, not going back to last week's question about
Correct.
fucking them. No, your children are watching.
Ooh. I don't know, brother. that would be kind of hard. They're goats.
It give them ideas. That's the problem.
Yes.
They go over to you and be like, Dad, I just hit you in the head. Give me money.
I don't know. 40 grand. That per goat. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know.
You could afford the therapy for the kids, though, and possibly yourself.
D, if you had $1 million right now, what would you do with it?
Pay off my student loans. Like, I would just pay off debt.
And then with the lot of money you had left over, what would you do?
Buy a house. No. Yes. Obviously, I would buy a house.
So it would be a life-changing amount of money for you.
I think so.
And goats are livestock.
There's a difference between raising them and dispatching them for livestock and then just going.
There's also a very big difference between the cuteness for a full-grown goat and a baby goat.
Yeah, full-grown goats are not cute. They're creepy.
They kind of are, but.
So are we talking about, well, first off, that's a problem, John, and we should probably talk about that. Second, are we suddenly doing that thing where the cuteness offsets whether or not it should be considered food? Is that where we're drawing the line?
Oh, are we going to get into a veal discussion now?
That's where I was headed, because, hey, I love veal.
Yes, but we talked about this last episode too, where I fully admitted that I am not good at getting food, and part of that reason is because I have a very hard time killing mammals. I will be specific here, mammals. Reptiles and bugs and stuff don't bother me for some reason because they're creepy. But I think it would come down to me having to look into their eyes, their weird rectangular shaped pupils, as I hit their face in with an Easton.
So 2 points of contention here. First off, I would do it while they weren't looking. Second, I would use it to feed hungry families.
You ain't getting a lot of meat off those.
I think Jay just wants to kill some baby goats, honestly. I feel he's just very eager about this. I think this is just something he really wants to do.
One family can have 13 dead baby goats. The other will have 12. So 2 families, plural.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it, but I'm also not actually physically in that situation with a suitcase full of $1 million in front of me.
And see, I think having that visual there,
right?
Skew, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if I could, strip down to my boxers and blindfold them all so they didn't know it was me and haunt my ass.
Why do you have to be in your boxers for that?
Well, because I'm not going to do it naked. I'm not a monster.
I mean, there's like Tyvek suits that you could do. Like, there's no point where you need to be almost naked with all these goats.
And rather than a blindfold, just use a plastic bag. That might do the job for you.
I think we have to go specifically baseball bat. But yeah, you just enter with the clothes you have on. You don't get to put on a hazmat Tyvek suit or something. So, I want to leave my boxers on because God forbid they slip the blindfold and the last thing they see is my 2-inch ding-a-ling hanging in their face.
If I'm going in there with the clothes I'm wearing, that's maybe $37 if I'm dressed nice. So yeah, that offsets. That's fine. And make it 100 goats, 10 grand each.
Jesus Christ!
I'll hit a goat with a goat.
More money. He just wants more death.
Can I name them while I'm doing it?
Golly,
it's a monster. I think he's going to get put on a list.
I'm already on every list there is, I imagine.
Hopefully not every list.
Well, except for one, perhaps.
Okay. Good call. Good call.
We get ourselves on more lists. You're only allowed to use one curse word for the rest of your life. What is it?
Fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck. Well, that was easy. I can damn near make an entire sentence with fuck.
One of these days, we should do a word cloud of an episode, and I bet you fuck is dead center, large font.
I don't know what a word cloud is.
You've never used it? Even I know what a word cloud is.
Any other questions about killing animals for money?
Oh, we're back.
Could you do it with fish? Is it just
Yes.
mammals that's an issue with you? Okay.
Funny story. I don't like fishing because I went fishing as a kid with my dad and we caught a sunfish and I went to just grab it to take it off the hook and my dad freaked the fuck out because I was a small tyke and I did not realize they had spines.
Ooh, so you got stabbed.
I did not get stabbed. It was the fact that my dad was screaming to stop that scared the shit out of me. And now I don't touch fish because I don't know enough about all the species to know which ones are going to fucking hurt me.
Gotcha.
That and they're slimy.
I will say, like, a week before, I think my youngest was born, I went fishing with one of my buddies, and I caught, like, a little baby catfish. And did you know those little bastards have little spiky things on the front of their face, too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I went to go take it off my hook. A little shit stabbed me right in the hand.
Way to not ever go fishing with me, shithead.
And I didn't even use a map to get there either, which, if anyone knows, I am geologically challenged.
Geologically?
Well, he's geologically
Geography.
challenged. Yeah.
Geographically, you dumb fuck.
Cartography.
I know good with words, okay?
D doesn't understand rocks. He's geologically challenged.
All I know is which ones taste the best. Did you have another submitted question?
Yeah, I'll get to that after the sponsor read.
Ah, yes, the green room. Thought so.
Are we going there now?
Why
Yeah,
not?
fuck it, we can go. Let's go to the green room.
Funny stories late at night. Every episode is a treat. Get ready for something sweet.
This episode is brought to you by Dubby, aka the only energy drink that doesn't make your heart feel like it's trying to escape your body, like it owes somebody money. And it is also the only energy drink that I now consume. It has replaced my morning coffee. Dubby gives you that clean energy, the no jitters, no crash, the stuff I keep repeating week after week. We're finally starting to gain some traction. It's funny because my brother finally decided to take the plunge and give it a shot. I think he said he ordered the sampler pack, tried one of them, and immediately ordered more. He genuinely didn't believe me when genuinely didn't believe us when we said that it tasted really good. I once again drove home the fact I do not back something I cannot support. They did just release, what was it, pink lemonade? Let me look. I'm gonna check my email because Dubby emails me directly now. We're so big. It's definitely not because we're on a fucking list. Cherry limeade, that's what it was.
And I will say, I'm a bubble boy. I like my drinks to have bubbles in them. Highly recommend if you just have plain seltzer water, you put that in with it.
Ooh.
Delicioso.
Well, I think we briefly touched on that when we first started talking about Dubby too, like wondering if you could throw it into like a soda stream or something like that. Haven't tried it. I don't have a soda stream. So if you want energy without feeling like your soul is about to leave your body, go grab yourself some Dubby. Can pop on over to their website. It's Dubby, DUBBY.GG, and use code AUTPOD, AUTPOD, at checkout and score yourself at least 10% off. Some exclusions do apply. Dubby, because being awake shouldn't feel like a medical emergency. Let's get back to the horse shit.
Funny stories late at night. Every episode is a treat. Get ready for something sweet.
All right, another question from Kirk. Would you rather sport a man bun for a year or go vegan for a year?
Oh, son of a bitch. Does Kirk know he's killing her with this question?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He knows D and I don't give a fuck. But
Kirk, send him in more.
Yeah, so the problem is, first off, I just had a fucking stroke. But for real, I don't have enough hair to sport a man bun, so I'd have to like get a man bun wig.
Well, you could do the Paul. You could probably do the Paul Heyman from the WWE, where he has like fully bald on top, but he's got the fucking ponytail out the back. You could wrap that little shit up into a bun.
All right, I would have to do that. And the reason I say that is because I can avoid looking in a mirror better than I can avoid eating. So, because it's for a year, I would just have to be a shut-in.
More than you already are.
Yeah, more than I'd go out less than both times a year.
See, I've already rocked a man bun,
No, you didn't.
but I was probably close to a year. I just didn't want to cut my hair. My mom kept asking me when I was going to cut my hair. That just made me not want to cut my hair even more because I don't want to.
Tell your mom that I want you to cut your hair too, and I almost did it for you a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So probably that. Then again, I do really like a good bean burger. So I don't think I would really be all that difficult. I like oat milk.
You got to ditch cheese. You got to ditch eggs. One of the other things, like a meat sauce for pasta, a lot of soups.
Yeah. Think of whatever vegan thing you would eat, multiply that by 3, then times 365. That's a lot of hating the food.
Yeah,
Although,
I think I'd just go with a man bun.
weight loss though. Think of how thin we'd all be if we did that.
Yeah, but I think you could. I mean, there are still vegan people that are not skinny. I mean, obviously, it's less likely, but
Well, then again, most of the time, like the vegan stuff is so highly processed. You might as well just eat like a grass-fed burger or something. Like who knows what kind of chemicals and processing that's been done to some of this fake shit. But yeah, a bean burger, I could do that. I had one. I actually had two today. Instead of a bun, I put them on things of lettuce.
look at you go.
I'm basically a skinny bitch now.
Yeah, that's about right.
Bikini season's coming. Yeah, I also rocked. It wasn't quite a man bun, but referred to it as like a Viking haircut, where it was shaved on the sides and really long on the top, and I could pull it back into a ponytail, for lack of a better term. And I don't know at what point it's considered a man bun, but I never wrapped it into a bun, nor wrapped it back into itself. But I think I could do that, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people in my life aren't nice to me with my hair anyway, so wouldn't have changed anything.
That's a hint, D. Do something about it.
Don't want to now.
Have you ever made a stupid mistake that almost
God.
cost you your life?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I have.
I think the one that stood out to me the most was I was in my 2003 5-speed Ford Focus SE going down to pick up one of my friends, and I was on a wide open highway, so I decided to jump it up to like 100 plus miles an hour. And I saw the corner coming up, and it's not that sharp of a corner, not realizing, because I was a young kid, first time I'd done that. That corner becomes incredibly sharp at 100 plus miles an hour as I careened across 3 lanes of traffic and almost went off the side of the road and into a bunch of trees. And this podcast never would have happened.
Yeah, I'd probably say it's something very similar. I was driving home with my buddy in my car, and it was like, what was it? I think it was like a 2000 Dodge Neon. But it was like during the winter too, and we were on the highway, and it was to the part where the 2 lanes merge, and I had just enough window where if I floored it, I could zoot in front of the person in front of me and get through. But also we had like just had a snowstorm and it rained, so there's just ice everywhere, and I just decided to gun it and do that. I was real close to just ruining a lot of lives, and it was really stupid. So yeah, that. Oh, I mean, it wasn't my fault, but my former landlord, they were doing renovations up above us, and there was a leak from what they were doing that was going into our bathroom. So there was some mold growing, and so she came in and she was spraying it, and she left and she was like, okay, yep, I just sprayed it. I just mixed in bleach and some vinegar, and that should kill it. And she left, and I said, I know you're not supposed to mix a lot of things with bleach. Let me look this up on the internet. Yeah, first thing, don't fucking do it. So I told her, and she said, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. So yeah, I was scared to use the bathroom for a couple hours.
So you shit in a trash can?
So it's usually everybody else that's scared to go into the bathroom after D. Little side note though, between the bean burgers, the man bun, and the neon, do you have any testosterone at all?
No, it's actually pretty low.
Oh God. So I had a couple that were vehicle related, similar to what you guys are talking about. I think the worst one was almost shooting myself in the head. That one was pretty. Then there was the time my sister almost shot me when Dad and I took her to the range, and she doesn't realize what the dangerous end is. So she was kind of waving it around, trying to figure out where she should shoot. Yeah, those were a little rough. Gun safety is important.
Yeah, similar thing happened to me at a bachelor party. We had rented like this huge Airbnb with like nothing around for miles, and we were skeet shooting off the back deck, and
You do mean clay pigeons, correct? Not any sort of.
not actual skeet. Yeah, same thing. Not really, but
Eat, motherfucker.
so yeah, he had the shotgun and didn't realize like how the safety and all that stuff worked. He wasn't super gun familiar, which obviously you don't just get a gun and know how to handle it. But unfortunately, we were, how do I put this lightly, not in the right frame of mind to fully understand how to teach someone. And yeah, he muzzle flashed us like 3 times. We hit the deck 3 fucking times, literally just diving as he spun around at head level with the gun. D talking about bathrooms reminded me of another time for some reason, because I had a dryer that I had to clean out, like take apart and clean out once every couple of weeks because it was just such a fucking piece of shit. And so MK and I went and bought a new dryer, got it home, brought it into the basement, and I told myself, we'll give this dryer one more shot before we open the new one. So I plug it back in, turn the breaker back on, get everything wired up, test it again. Nope, nothing. So now a smart person would go turn the breaker off again and unplug it. And I did none of those things as I unscrewed the plug from the dryer and put my finger across all 3 contacts, heard that very distinct electrical noise of it arcing as I sent 220 volts through my body. Felt it literally go through my arm all the way down, out my feet, because I was wearing rubber-soled shoes. I felt it go, and then I just stood there for like 10 or 15 seconds, because I figure if I heart stopped at probably just drop within that time frame. Fortunately did not, and I started laughing hysterically because I'm sick, and MK came downstairs asking if I was okay, and I was like, I think I am. Probably looked like Albert Frankenstein for a while, but that's all right.
That's scary as hell, man.
It is pretty scary. Don't fuck around with electricity.
I remember when I was a kid, my buddies told me that if you plug something in halfway and you touch the metal prongs, you'll get electrocuted.
Oh, yeah.
So that night I went home and it was we were supposed to be sleeping, but my brother and I were still awake. And I said, I want to try this. And he's like, don't do that. I said, no, I'm going to try it anyways. And fun fact, it does electrocute you.
Oh, yeah.
So don't recommend it. Don't recommend it.
We give a warning at the beginning of this episode, so we're fine. But if you take a paper clip and you put it into both prongs of an outlet and you tap it in, it shoots it across the fucking hall on fire, which is kind of cool when you're in middle school. Not that I've ever done that.
My kid can't listen to this episode.
Your kids shouldn't listen to any of the episodes, man.
No.
The disclaimer is there for a reason.
Yep. We're not responsible for your little shitlings.
I will say, my dad took me shooting at my cousin's. They had like, I don't know, this business. And in the back, we had these big sand pits. And we would usually go shooting there. And my cousin was shooting. And, I was being a ding dong and I wasn't paying attention. And I walked right in front of him. Like, he was, like, he wasn't, thankfully, he saw what was going on. But, like, yeah, for some reason, my dad was kind of upset with me.
Huh.
Can't imagine why. How often do you guys get your teeth cleaned?
Every 6 months.
I have an appointment tomorrow.
No shit. I am also every 6 months. Does your dentist offer fluoride?
I don't know.
Think so? Yeah, I think
Fluoride
so.
rinse at the end?
I don't even know, man. I rinse with something, but I don't know that it's fluoride.
When was the last time you had a cavity?
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, since I was a kid, honestly.
It hasn't been that long for me. I'm literally going through a dental implant situation right now. So
Yeah, I think I had like 1, 2, 3. I've had 3 root canals, so I've got 3 crowns at this point. But I think my last cavity was probably like 15 years ago. Once I became an adult and realized how expensive getting your teeth fixed is, decided to take better care of them.
how long have you had the root canals for?
One of them 3 years, and the others are probably pushing 10 years.
Okay. Because the implant I'm dealing with was on a root canal tooth. I got 11 years out of it, though, so I'll take it.
Well, the one that broke, I think, was like 6 or 7 years old. 6, 7.
Oh, Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
But I started grinding my teeth in my sleep, and I woke up one morning and I was eating my breakfast and it just broke in half. And so I went to the dentist, and the dentist I go to now basically has like a 3D printer for crowns. Because when I got my other ones done, they put in a temporary crown that was fucking useless. And you had to go back like 2 or 3 weeks later to get the permanent one installed.
Yeah.
So I literally just sat in the dental chair for like 45 minutes, an hour. He walked in with a new crown and popped it right on. It was fucking great. Technology.
This dentist on TikTok where he's got, how like as a kid when you went to the dentist, you like they have a treasure chest, you can get some goodies or whatever.
Absolutely.
Well, he's got like a super secret adult one, and in there he's got nips, and which did you guys know? Fun fact: nips is like that's not a common phrase. That's just a New England thing.
What do they call them everywhere else?
I have no idea, but not nips.
Well, find out, man.
What
that takes some
are
work.
nips? Google's going to give me some wild answers to this. Called outside of New England. All right. Outside of New England, nips, the 50 milliliter miniature liquor bottles, are commonly called airplane bottles, minis, shooters, or miniatures. While nips is standard slang in the Northeast, these other terms are used throughout the rest of the U.S. and other regions. Airplane bottles, mini, miniatures, frequently used in retail settings. Shooters, often used to describe them, especially in the western states, and travel-size bottles. The term nips is believed to be short for nipperkin, a historical term for a small measure of alcohol.
I didn't like that word. That sounded like we shouldn't be able to say that.
Say it at Thanksgiving.
The Northeast is amazing.
What was I even saying before I got sidetracked with nips?
Treasure chest. Dentist.
Oh yeah, and he also had some pre-rolls. And I wish my dentist would offer that because I would go get cleaning like 4 times a week.
Well, do you remember the like little small plastic treasure chests they used to give us to put our teeth into?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that. I got a couple of those as a kid.
Do they still give those out?
My kid came home with something. It was better, like bigger than those little treasure chests. So they've upgraded.
You can't get better than those little treasure chests. They were adorable.
I don't remember what it was. All I know was thinking, damn, I wish I had this. How long do you guys think you could last in prison? Did we talk about this before?
We sure have.
We talked about that recently.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure my mother saved most of my baby teeth, if not all of them. Do you do that with your children?
Oh yeah, he can't listen to this. Okay. So my wife has this book. It's a fake book. And we have a couple baggies of teeth. So if anyone just opens that, and they don't realize we have kids, it's gonna be very hard to explain.
What is the reason for keeping those teeth?
I've never really thought about it, but it just felt wrong to throw it away. I guess if I'm really thinking about it now, those are part of my child who, like, that's a part of him that is gone. Like, that was when he was just a young kid. Those teeth are from when he was just an innocent little child.
You don't sound any less like Jeffrey Dahmer trying to put this spin on it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm sure there's there's parents out there that understand.
There are, but I mean, damn, man. So, like, how long do you keep them and what do you do with them is my question. Because, like, eventually this kid's going to be 30. And we'd be like, oh, bro, here's a bag of your baby teeth. I'm not weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when or if we're going to get rid of them. We didn't keep his foreskin, so I've heard that.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
Sweet
man.
Jesus.
You guys have never heard that? Yeah, there's parents out there that hold on to their son's foreskins.
Wasn't it Meet the Parents that
Yep.
Jinxie ate the foreskin?
No, I think it went into the fondue.
Oh,
that's
yes.
right. D, I think you've put enough kids into a Kleenex to fill a swimming pool, so don't get all bent out of shape about throwing away your kids.
At least a couple Olympic-sized swimming pools.
All right, last question. I'm tired. What, quote unquote, back then inconvenience would break the younger generations today?
Ooh, I know. But not being able to communicate instantly. Like, if I remember this one time I wanted to hang out with my buddy, and I could have easily just walked to his house, but this was before we had cell phones or anything, so I had to call his house phone, and no one answered. So I just repeatedly called that bitch. And come to find out, his dad was home. He just never answers the phone because, I don't know, he doesn't like people. Which, if you knew his dad, you would understand. Yeah, he's not a people person. But I remember him answering the phone, and he goes, "What do you want?" I was like, "Oh, hello? Is blah, blah, blah home?" He goes, "Are you serious? You calling me this many times, D-Money?" But yeah, I would think not being able to just instantly communicate would absolutely kill the younger generation.
For me, it's an extension of that. It's not only that, because who wants to remember a phone number, but it's the information. Think about when you had to go to a goddamn library or look at the 87-year-old encyclopedia to try to find the thing. Just not having the instant availability of communicating and information. I would have to agree.
Well, and it's funny you bring that up because we were at Easter at my mother-in-law's house and my sister-in-law was there. And once she pointed something out, I couldn't stop hearing it. But the amount of times that we now say, like, I don't remember or I can't remember, or it's, information's not there at the tip, it's on the tip of our tongue. We can't express it. We can't remember. We have to, who was in that movie? I can't remember. We go to IMDb. We're basically losing the ability to critically think. And I was like, holy shit. And every time we would say, I can't remember, she'd point it out. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm saying it like 3 times a minute. It's absolute insanity. I'm like, oh, fuck. So trying to be better about not saying I don't remember.
Yeah, my kids hit me with that all the time. Like when I'm picking them up from school. How's your day? Did you do anything cool? What'd you do? I don't remember. And I remember my dad giving me shit about that. I'm like, whatever, Dad. Yeah, no, these kids just be not paying attention for shit. So I get the anger.
I mean, they're definitely your children if they're not paying attention to shit.
Yeah. My youngest has been in trouble for sitting on the table and spinning around on his ass. So
Have fun while you can, buddy.
He's just an aspiring breakdance artist.
yeah, he so he hasn't been technically diagnosed with ADHD, but you know,
There are signs.
there are signs.
My answer to that question is having to call somebody to schedule something, i.e., a doctor's appointment, a reservation, ordering food instead of using like DoorDash or something like that, takeout. I mean, even me becoming an adult, I didn't want to call anybody to make doctor's appointments, so I just didn't go.
Oh yeah, no, that's too much of a hassle. I will say though, I feel like I'm breaking out onto the other side where I would rather talk to a person than a robot, because trying to refill a prescription, having to go through a 75-step menu to just talk to someone for them to tell me they can't do it is really fucking aggravating. And I will say, I went to Taco Bell yesterday. Their ordering system is AI. You don't talk to anyone to order food now at Taco Bell.
Oh, Jesus.
Speaking of meds there, D, have you been able to stick to your own, or have you been experimenting with others again?
I have not accidentally drugged myself as of recently. But, you know, I got an appointment next week, so hopefully when I do drug myself, it will be on purpose with my own medicine.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm to a point where texting is so fucking inconvenient for me. And maybe it's because I'm elaborate in my statements and storytelling and questions or whatever. It's not, no longer is it just the, you know, what up, what are you doing, NM, HBU, TTY. That for me is gone because it's so, I felt it was juvenile. But even in work, it's much easier for me to just pick up the phone and answer any potential follow-up questions that could come up than to have a 4-hour span of emails back and forth. It takes way less time to just pick up the fucking phone.
I agree completely. I won't say always, but generally, I'm fine with just being on the phone with somebody rather than going the other route. So,
Yeah, see, nope. This is where I'm going to have to veer off path. Do not agree.
imagine that.
Well, it's also coming from the one who's least active in our group chat.
Oh yeah, no, I'm real bad about that shit.
I mean, yeah, if you're just sending a quick message like, hey, meet you at the gym at 6 or something, yeah, text that shit. But if it's, you know, a big, long, drawn-out story, there's going to be follow-up questions. They're going to just fucking pick up the fuck, I feel old.
Yeah, no, I like the texting because then I have a chance. So I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm not a fast thinker, so being able to being able to have that extra time to respond to people, I like that. There will be times, but on the flip side, if you were one of these texters or like for work where we're instant messaging, if you go, hey, and then you don't tell me what's up and you wait for me to respond, that shit pisses me off. There's no need for that.
Or the texters that text like 3 words at a time, hit send, and then send another text immediately after that with another 5 words, and then another one. It's like, bing, 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 bing. Fucking send it at once. This is completely and utterly unnecessary.
Thank you. I agree. By the way, when D says he needs more time to think, what he really means is he sees your message and then he puts his phone down for a couple of days, forgets to respond to you. Yeah, that's how that works.
All the time. There's been many times where I've seen a message come up and then I will reply to that message in my head. And that's as far as that communication goes. So like I said, I have an appointment next week to possibly get on ADHD meds. So I may be more active in the chat, boys.
Oh, I can't wait. I had something I was going to say, and it's just poof, gone.
You were about to ask D what our website or email address was again, weren't you?
Unconventional 3s at gmail.com.
1 for 30 something. Oh, we knew we'd get there.
I can't tell you how close I was to say an unconventional podcast. So close. I was so close.
You're not wrong.
I heard the trepidation in your voice.
And see, right now, D can grab his phone and look up trepidation.
I wouldn't even know how to spell it to search it up, so don't worry about it.
Well, that's the nice part about speech to text is you can just, hey, Google, how do I spell trepidation? Or Siri or whatever the fuck you use, like fucking hipster.
How you guys feel about AI?
It
I
has
use
its
it all the
purposes.
time.
I'm hoping I'm old enough that by the time it replaces me, I won't give a shit. But
Where the fuck do you think my trivia questions come from?
I was talking to my friend and she was telling me about, even my manager was telling me how when they're doing emails, they'll use Copilot or whatever to like reword it and, fine tune it. And I was telling her, like, I was in an email chain where I can clearly tell that both parties were just using Copilot. So at that point, it's not people talking to each other. It's fucking computers talking to each other. That made my head fucking spin. That I don't like to think about.
No, I mean, I use it at work because I had this one person that could not send me an Excel spreadsheet in a Excel spreadsheet format. They were only sending it in a PDF. And so I was like, I'm not going through these 1,000 lines and typing it all out. Fuck that noise. So I gave it to ChatGPT and said, I need this in an Excel spreadsheet. All columns, rows to be maintained, da 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 da. And after, fine tuning it with it for about 20, 25 minutes, I had the exact Excel spreadsheet that I needed. So it does have its uses. And honestly, we didn't pay a band to make our theme song. John wandered onto an AI song generator and made it there.
Oof, we are gonna get so much hate for that one.
Fuck it, I'm not. I threw it out there seeing if anybody was interested. I got no responses, and I am far from a musician.
Oh yeah, no, me either. I definitely think AI has its perks. I definitely think it can be useful. It is crazy when you hear these people who have like AI boyfriends or AI girlfriends. I think that might just be like AI psychosis at that point, which that I don't understand how people can get to that point, but hey,
What movie was that with Joaquin Phoenix? Her?
Her, yeah.
I have not seen it, but it's like very similar to what you're discussing. Falls in love with a computer.
You have a catastrophe tonight, John.
Yeah, I guess we'll get through the end of show shenanigans first. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed yourself as much as we have. Once again, our sponsor this week, Dubby, and code at checkout AUTPOD, AUTPOD, at their website, Dubby, DUBBY.GG. Get yourself 10% off. D already gave us the email. The user submitted questions are encouraged, and you can pay us money if you want us to shout somebody out. You can head over to the fuck is our website? An unconventional threesome.buzzsprout. That's so not right. Please hold while your party is reached. You can tell how often I go to our website.
D, what's the website? Just kidding.
yeah,
Wait for John.
right.
Oh, holy shit. It's autpod.buzzsprout.com.
Hey, you were close. You were close.
You can pop over there. There are areas where you can contribute. And if you do end up contributing and want to submit a shout out to anybody or break bad news to somebody or give somebody a happy birthday, whatever it may be, bad news, $10. Make us read something stupid, $10. Shout outs, $5.
Someone could please have us break up with someone. That would be kind of great.
For $10, that'd be easy.
Honestly, it would probably be better coming from a dude.
Potentially. All right. This week's Craigslist catastrophe comes from within 349 plus or minus miles of Mount Pocono under Activity Partners, titled Artist is Looking for Models to Paint, Upper East Side. Let's get together when it's convenient. I can paint. You. Model. In modeling, nudes are the way to go. I will need a female, a short female with dark hair, over 21, under 50. I am sure things will come out less blurry after a modeling session with me. Feel energetic? This is John.
D-Money, and I gotta put in my application here.
And this is Jay. Fuck the government.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Well, say it.
Fuck the government.
See you in 2 weeks, assholes.
Later.